What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy freaking Friday, y'all. It's been a long week. Here we are at the end of it. Welcome to Morning Wood right here on Picks and Parlays YouTube channel. I'm trying to find my little banners here. Boop, 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 boop. Bam. There we go. Brought to you, of course, by Caesars Sportsbook. They have a no sweat first bet for everyone who is new to Caesars Sportsbook, up to $1,250. It's a risk-free first bet. Up to $1,250 for all new accounts. Get signed up with Caesars Sportsbook, download it onto your phone, and then use the promo code WOODFUL. That's going to get you all hooked up. All right, all hooked up. And the bonus is, win or lose, they're going to put the money back into your account, and they'll give you 1,000 reward credits and 1,000 tier credits. That's how you get all of your comps. All right, so 4 to go. I'm butthurt today about the last Woody standing is what I am, because my number one pick, Brian Dance, took it. I guess I could have taken it, but like when there's that few people in the Woody, I don't think it's fair to like take the other person's picks. And then I went with, so my number one bet was Stony Brook, which did cash. And then I took Gino to get an interception, which I like that pick too. And then he did get one, except they called a roughing the passer call. And then guess what? I didn't get my interception. So I fell the frick out. That's what happened. I'm butthurt. I'm bitter. What's up, Thomas Kingston? Guys, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, just like Detroit Lenny did. That's what it's all about. What's up, Stop Geo? Good luck to you too, friend. Like button is a great smash. Smash it. You did too. All right. Everyone's on their game today. I like that. I like that about everybody. Geno Smith could have made me money with his bitch. Well, he did throw one. They just didn't call it that. So upset. Hit the like. I did hit my teaser. I took the, not the opposite of your teaser. I didn't take San Fran and the under. I took the Seahawks and the under. So that was a crisscrosser right there. Either way, it was going to work out as long as you had the under involved. So there's that. I don't have a ton today that I'm loving. I'll tell you that. I did kind of like, I texted my cousin about this. It was Chicago State, who I kind of liked. Hold on. But it's going to be a little shorter show today. I think we're just going to start doing shorter shows because the whole hour, we're not really filling it for the most part. However, Scott Reichel is going to come in today. He can answer lots and lots of questions for us. Let me invite him right now. Love me some Scott Reichel. Copy. Twitter. Reichel. Boom. Okay. He'll be here at the 30 mark-ish. Okay. What's up? How'd your, was that today or yesterday? Your Brody prop. I don't remember. They're all starting to just mesh together. You took the Hawks in the under as well. I took it in a tease. I didn't have the balls to just do a +3. But all three of my NBAs that I gave you guys, Rockets +3.5. I'm pretty sure they lost by 3. The Jazz, who I actually ended up taking the Pelicans in my HC, even though I had Jazz on the board with stars on either side of the Jazz word, I took the Pelicans, and then I had one other one. So those 3 all went through, so you're welcome. At least I did that right. First period. Okay, let me get you going. Leonard says, here, we'll do NHL. Guys, just throw whatever picks you like in. Just throw them on in here, all right? That's what we're doing. Wild. First period. NBA Nuggets. Oh, this is against the Lakers, huh? I did do Total Chaos. That's out and about for your liking. It's with the Insiders Room. We got Rye Cape, Nick Parsons, and Joey Tron are all on that one. I like Shy State +15.5. Is where I'm at there. Okay. And then also we have some football going on today, don't we? I feel like we do. What's up, Jules? I'll show you guys the HC results also because I did those. No Woody picks, but your card is as follows. Manhattan. But I liked Princeton also. I always kind of like Princeton. And last time I don't know if I bet faded them, but I told y'all not to take them and they ended up winning. So now I feel like a Princeton a-hole. It doesn't feel right. It is. Princeton, and I think they are Manhattan. You from Secaucus? I'm from Manhattan. You're jealous of me because your girlfriend is catting. Yeah. Kick it. All right. Basketball. Princeton is a -6.5. That number's going the wrong way. That's why they weren't one of my favorites, because the number's moving the wrong way. It's moving towards Delaware, the Blue Hens, right? Or is Delaware the Blue Hose? There's Blue Hose and Blue Hens out there. Chi-State is now a 14.5, so that makes me like them even more. And Manhattan. I know Cam likes Marquette. I like Marquette also. Love me some Shaka Smart. -3, we'll say. And I'm not seeing Manhattan anywhere. I was also wrong, although I did throw Chattanooga in a teaser. I didn't want to bet against them, but the line looks so funny. And I just I couldn't take it straight because I love Chattanooga so much. It just looks so easy to me, you know? And then you like Nets, Knicks, Nugs. Nets, Knicks. And this game, they just played. It's like the Pelicans, Jazz, Knicks, and Bulls just played each other the other night. Remember? I want to say it went to overtime, but the Knicks won because I was on the Knicks. It was Cody Bennett's best pick of the day that day. Did not cash. Okay, that it happens sometimes, you know. Oh, you know what? I remember that because that was Richie P's pick to get over 0.5 points. Damn, I didn't throw an interception. She's a mother flipping. Making rich strike. I know you and Tate both went 2-0. Both Ians. Get it, guys. Get it. Okay. I really liked my picks yesterday. 1-1. Still beating you and Tate though. For now. For now. I'll find a way to screw this right up. Don't think I won't. Okay. Here, let me present this so you guys can see where you're at in the HC. And these are always, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm sure most of you have, but just in case, there's always someone who hasn't. I post them on whatever today's Woody is or today's HC boxes. That's where I post them, is in today's box. Okay, so if you want to go over the records yourself, that's how you can do it. Okay, so let's get down here to the standings. See, I keep all of your, so if there's ever a dispute, I've got all of your stats from the beginning, just so you know. Don't count those. Those were how I originally started this. Okay, so Lane Elliott, Miss Tanika, and Sean Austin are all tied for first at 19 and 11. Now, we've only got, what is it, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 5 more days of picks to go. Okay, so 10 more picks before we do another cut. So some of you don't have to worry about that. Some of you do. Second place, I've got Kyle Pickard and D-Talk. Marie Lance is in third. Chris Scott, fourth. Troy, Rodney, and BJ tied for fifth. Antonio Garcia, Pedro Mas, Chris Glisson, and Kim McGee tied for sixth. And here's where the 50s go. 500s, Tyreek and Cole, you're on that cusp, tied for seventh. We got Jeff in eighth, 14-16 for Cody and Jason, 13-17 Danny and Brian and Rickett. 12 and 18. You got to pull it together, Rickett. And then here's the loser brackets. Although, Julie Carly, I want to give you 2 losses because I don't care if you're in or out. You're still competing with me, Lenny, and Tate. And you have to pick picks that are under a -130. Those are the freaking rules, lady. All right? Louise, Juju. Yeah, that's all we needed. So close. I know. Bastard. He's officially off the Xmas card list. He's still on my fantasy team, but I didn't play him yesterday, so there's that. You needed the Niners to get 1 more point. Screw them all. Blackhawks are awful. Wild are huge favorites. Looking at player props, you'd take Boldy to get a power play point plus 200 and Kalen Addison. Okay, here's some player props. We can prop it out. All right, Boldy for Minnesota, power play point. And I'm guessing Addison is also Minnesota. Addison. Min, because I remember you were saying the Wild, like 9 out of their last 10 or 10 out of their last 11, they get power. They're like the best at doing that. -4. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Amigio. Also, like Lenny's first, you like Lenny's first period look and Wild first period -0.5 a goal at +100 and -0.5 first period. All right, we got it. We got it. Throw them at me. Presbyterian is the Blue Hose. There we go. Delaware's the Blue Hens. All right. Never mind. Never mind. There was a Smurf joke in there, but I'm going to let that go. Look at my messenger. Okay. Si, senor. Oh, this is the baby. Is this new baby? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a cry there. Did he pass away? What happened? Oh, he's so sweet. What happened? Look at this guy. Oh, isn't it Lieutenant? Isn't that his name? Oh, Pedro, I don't like the cry faces. You've been to Chattanooga and it was a good time? Chattanooga. Waiting to hear about Creighton's 7-foot center news. If he's still out, you like Marquette too. I just like Marquette. And I think this is their first Big East game that they're playing also in conference game. Marquette at home. I love Shaka Smart, but I could be a homer on this. Also, that's an in-play game for me. I'm not going to bet that pre-game. I'm going to in-play Creighton and Marquette. Hi, Breaking Vegas. Sorry, I skimmed right by you there. Hi, Breaking Vegas. You're going to dominate the losers bracket. All right, well, why don't you get out of last place before you start doing that? Manhattan's now 5. You got it out of 4. Okay. I still have faith that Lenny's going to come back and win the whole thing. Like that's how I feel about it. 7 wins out of first place. Heard. All right, let's go. Let's go. See, you could do it. That's just it. You could still do it. Haven't gotten involved in the HC yet. You'll hop on that. It's fun. I mean, it's tough, but it's fun. It makes you gut check yourself. Like there's so many times I'm like, I'm already out. I don't even care anymore. And I'm like, no, screw that. I'm going in. I'm doing this. And then you have a 2-0 day and like everything's right in the world again. I mean, you're still losing, but everything's right in the world again. Yeah, Julie, what she said. Yeah, you can't do that. It was really just too late. Well, I don't care. Maybe I'm too lazy to give you 2 wins on your 2-0 day that you totally cheated on. How about that? Maybe I'm too lazy to write 2-0. Maybe it's way more easy for me to write 0-2. Saying. All right. Okay, fine. Okay. I should just give you a 1-1 and make it fair, which still isn't fair because you cheated, winker. You like Utsa? -145 on DraftKings. Okay, it's got to be a Caesars number, but DraftKings usually isn't too much different. UTSA. But I'm just going to double check for fairness sake, Julie, because we have rules, okay? This is sports betting, not NOM. There are rules. Just on the money line. I can like hear Julie laughing somewhere in Tennessee right now. College football. UTSA is a -155, Brian. I'm sorry. You got to take them out of -3 or pick another pick because we go off Caesar's book. That is the rule. This is the rule that we play by. Hi, Brandon. I'm great. How are you? Tiente passed away this morning. He didn't suffer. He never woke up. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pedro. Oh, goodness. Remember on the day that Twitch died? Like 6 hours later, my bartender at the office bar died also. I think I told you guys this. It's like there's a lot of people going down right now. So everyone, please just stay freaking healthy and safe and tell everyone that you love them and, give out more hugs than you normally would. Don't tell them your strategy. Okay, I won't. I'm sorry. I won't. Well, hello, myself. Let's crush today. Let's do it. Picks from Dave. If the green trash bags don't absolutely slaughter the Blackhawks, they should be forever shot. That might be my favorite thing that you've called them, Dave. Nom. Good times. I remember them well. Pedro, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's the worst. Thoughts and prayers. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, I'm so sad for you. But okay, Brian, I got you. TSA -3. You're playing for both of us now, Brian, because you took my pick yesterday. Best of luck to everyone. Yes, you too. Do not doubt Rich Strike. He could catch fire. Oh, we know it. And he's real good at football. And you know what's going to happen over the next 3 days here? Football. So watch out, y'all. Watch out. All right, I got you, Brian. Brian Dance stole my best bet and knocked me out of the Woody. I was so close. That's the name of the game sometimes. I know, I'm so sorry. Oh, the wild jerseys are absolutely trash. You guys are so mean. You're so mean to each other. Okay, let me look at the board. Let me look at the card. I'm much better at the NBA right now at telling you where the line's going to go. So, or what the line's doing. So let me let you know. Okay? It looks like it's the Kings against the Pistons. It looks like it's the Hornets against the Hawks. Magic Celtics is funny. Celtics was a -12, but there's 64% of the money on the Magic, and it's just a 12.5. So really that should have maybe gone the other way to like an 11.5, but it didn't. So I kind of like the Magic. Here, I'm going to do my little Allie's line movement. Magic. I love this Magic team. I've been cashing on them quite a bit lately. 12 and a hook. The Nets looks like the play. +2 to a -1.5 with 81% of the money on the Nets. That all moved right. 74% of the money is on the Cavaliers. And that 8 is sticking at an 8, which makes me feel like it would be the Pacers +8. And remember, this is just what the line's doing. Warriors Sixers 6.5 to a 9 with 93% on the Sixers. Says the Sixers are the play. Now remember also, just because they're the play, you're also missing the best number. It's just telling you that it's, remember, I'm going through and looking for situations where I can take points. That's what I want. I don't want to lay more points than was originally offered. That is not what my goal is. Taking less points than originally offered, I'm more okay with that because A, I can tease them and get them back up again, or B, at least I'm getting points, right? There's value alone in just getting points. So that's part of what I'm trying to do there. Let me check and make sure. Okay, Scott Reichell's not in here. Almost done. Give me a second. I'll be back to the chat. Back to the chat on the Mac, and I know that. T-Wolves Thunder, 100% of the money is on the Thunder, but it's just staying at 2.5. So I'd go Wolves +2.5 there. And also, a lot of these games happen later, so, just hang out. Blazers, it looks like the Blazers, the line's not moving the wrong way. It's moving correctly. 59% of the money is on the Blazers. -4.5 goes to a -3.5. So that's a reverse line movement. So it would look like Blazers. And then the Nuggets actually looks like it's the Lakers because 71% of the money is on the Nuggets and it's just still at a -1.5. So I don't like the later games though. I kind of like to keep it here. So I don't know if I want to write those on my board, but Trailblazers and Lakers would be your other two. Okay, let me come back to you. Tians, Orleans. On and on and on and on and on. And you're on Nets money line and Thunder Buddies money line. All right. Did you check the juice on that? You all right there? Want to double check it for me, Jules? Thunder Buddies, money line, first half. Okay. Thunder. Boop. And then we got Nets money line is already going on. Oh, okay. Okay. If you say so. Rockets roster last night. Yeah. I know that line kept going down because when I wrote it on the board, it was a 3.5. And then I think somebody in the chat or in the HC took it and it was only a 2.5 and it didn't cash. Unless I'm just totally off on what the actual score of that game was. I thought they lost by 3, in which case my bet would have cashed. Or my pick, because I didn't actually bet it. I got caught up in my own stuff yesterday. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they lost by 3. I had them on a hook, but I know that line went down to 2.5, in which case it did not cash. But remember, when a plus number is going down, that's a sign that we should be betting on it. Detroit side bet for the loser bracket. If you want to beat me overall, I will buy you a Michigan shirt. Ooh, we got action. Don't forget to hit the like button, Woodies. Everyone hit that like for me. Pow, pow. And don't forget to check out Caesars Sportsbook. Either use that promo code Woodful. Almost the weirdest word in the world. You plan on finishing top 3? I think you're going to win it all. Checker juice. Better check that damn juice. Great. Well, you are welcome. Detoculus. No problemo. So you need to get second or first. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Damn, cross a woman one time. You'll hear about it forever. You know that's true. Okay, we got some soccer here. There's a Wales Premium League. These are soccer picks today. Okay, so here, we'll throw some soccer. Anyone else have picks you like? Throw them in the chat. Cardiff. Wait, over 2.5, Cardiff and Haverford. Newton first half money line. Okay. I'm not writing that second word. Cardiff over 2.5. Newtown first half money line. And this is Wales. Beep, boop. Okay, got you. Scheming. 10-11, the 108. Oh, yes, 111 to 108. Yes, so it was 3. Hi, Timothy. Tim and Higgs are going to do some NFL Total Chaos today for the 3 Saturday NFL games. Okay, so keep your eyes open. Make sure you're ringing that bell to subscribe because we are going to have some NFL Chaos today with Higgs and Tim. How about them Sabres last night? You hit their money line, their team total, and all 3 of your goal score. Look at you hockeying. You're like a hockeyer now is what you are. What plays do you I really like Chicago State. That was the one that kind of popped out to me. And I do like Marquette as well, but I'm probably going to in-play that one. I think Creighton's lost 5 in a row or something. They're not doing great. But it's also, I always get really wary. Baseball's different because they play every single day. Like baseball following a trend to me, I'm all for following a trend. But college basketball, it feels more like when it cracks, like when they're a little losing streak or whatever cracks, that it gets gnarly. And you can be just like way off. There they are right there. Creighton has lost 5 in a row. Marquette has won 2. Creighton lost to Arizona, at Texas, Nebraska, BYU, and ASU. So these are not like no joke teams that they're losing to. Whereas Marquette beat, is that Chicago, Baylor, Wisconsin, NCCU, that's NC Central, and Notre Dame, at Notre Dame. See, so it almost feels like it's a Creighton play. I'm going to in-play this. If I can get Marquette with points, I'm going to go for it, is what I think. Or if pregame Creighton can get up in the 4.5s, then I would maybe hit that pregame. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens. Day before my Christmas party, and my laundry room has 6 inches of water on the floor. What happened? And you're sitting here chatting with us in Morningwood. What's Mandy doing right now? You're playing Portland at Toyota Center tomorrow to Papa's at 7. All right. Oh, you're going to Papa's at 7? That should be a fun game. Hi, Brad. You're taking the Texans on Sunday? I don't know if I can do that. I never bet the Texans. Well, that's not true. I throw them in teasers from time to time. Okay, I got you. Jalen Brunson under 31.5 pros. Oh, wait, I did that backwards. Jay Brunson under 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They haven't had their 7-footer for 3 games. Well, they still lost the 2 before those 3. But like we said, they're playing like really stiff competition also, so I mean, there's that. You're on ASU where they beat Creighton. I was too. I'm going to live bet Marquette as well. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky spot, It's kind of a tricky spot, especially because it's the beginning of conference. They want to set the tone. They want to come out hard. They want to make shiz happen. So we'll just kind of see how it goes, I guess. We'll just see how it's going. Oh, no, I'm good. I got free tickets to a Disney animation thing. I'm going to pass on that. Boom. What's up?
What's up? Nice hat.
Not a lot of. Yeah, we're debating right now over Creighton and Marquette. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
I've never been to either place.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. What are you debating? Which team's better? Which team's worse?
Which team to bet on?
That's a good choice. I'd probably pick Arizona State. Creighton's fallen off a cliff. But I mean,
we took Arizona State last time, and we all cashed that. But we're afraid that Creighton's strength of schedule compared to Marquette's might be a difference maker here. We know they're without their 7-footer. He may come back in. He's been out for 3 games, but they still won the 2 or lost the 2 before that. They're on a 5-game lose streak, so we're not sure. We've kind of our consensus is we're going to wait and in-play it. But I figured since you're jumping in right now, maybe you could give us some info.
Personally, I want nothing to do with Creighton at all. This team has been terrible. You said it. They've lost 5 straight. Marquette, very, very good at home. And the fact that they're in the form, I think, definitely helps. This is the team that ended up beating Baylor by 26 at home. They lost to Wisconsin the game after in overtime, but that's still a rivalry game in state. Been good since then. If I had to pick, I would pick Marquette just because Creighton losing 5 straight, this team has been really, really bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but not having your 7-foot, my eye keeps watering. Not having your 7-footer around can definitely. I just rinsed off a plastic spoon to throw it away. It's that kind of day, huh? It's that kind of day. Well, who are you liking today? Who are you looking at?
Nothing in college basketball. I kind of pivoted over to the NBA. I gave out a play for my YouTube video. I had the over in the Hawks and Hornets game. That was at 232.5. I woke up this morning and it's at 240. So the line's gone up about 8.5 points at this point. So
you can't take that over.
The value might be shot at that stage, but mostly other player props. But I'm looking at the NBA in general. Cleveland, I think, has some value at home against Indiana. Besides that, Oklahoma City, I think, has some value at 2.5. Minnesota might be missing basically everybody. We know Towns already out. D'Angelo Russell's questionable. Gobert might not play. So I think there's some value on Oklahoma City. Besides that, it's mostly props. Besides that, I saw De'Aaron Fox at 7-1 for a double-double. I don't mind that prop. He had a double-double last game. Harden triple-double. I saw 10-1. I don't mind a flyer on that. And Mason Plumlee, double-double at around plus 220. I think has value on it.
Okay, so hold on. Now I'm breaking something down here. So these two, because I liked Pacers. Well, I didn't like Pacers Timberwolves. I just tell them like when the line is doing something weird. But if they're still waiting on players to be confirmed, that's why that line is not moving yet. So that would actually make a lot of sense right there.
I believe the Oklahoma City line might have opened up closer to Pick'em, but then Gobert got added to the injury report, which is why it has moved to 2.5. I just don't think Minnesota's a good basketball team. And if they're
No.
missing Gobert and Russell, I know Gobert we give a hard time because he has not been good this year and it's one of the worst trades of all time. But you're looking at Minnesota's bench. They really just don't have a bench. And I think Oklahoma City in front of the home crowd should fare well. Shea we know is a great player. Giddey's a good player. I think that line's a bit short.
I like Vikings -3 too. Lenny likes Lions by double. Is Zach Wilson starting for sure? That's confirmed?
That's confirmed. They announced that Mike White has not been medically cleared in time for the game.
Because he had a concussion, right? That was his deal?
No, he got his ribs taken off.
Oh, who got concussed? The Ravens guy.
He's back. Huntley's back.
Huntley,
and they play on Saturday. Huntley got cleared. So
okay.
It's supposed to be a terrible weather game, though. I would still lean to the under in that game, but Huntley will be behind center for Baltimore.
So Ravens under.
I think that's 37.5, but I mean, it's a really low total, but I think it's low for a reason.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like 17-mile-per-hour winds, a little bit of rain in there. It's Cleveland in December. It's a disaster for weather. I'll lean under there.
Boat sailing freaking weather.
Are you blindly taking the under in the Buffalo game since you're supposed to get like 9 inches of snow?
No, I'm not.
Fair enough.
I don't typically bet football totals unless they're in a teaser. It's like I don't know that much about football, I guess. Like when I hear you guys, like you and Lenny and the guys talk about football, you guys understand it on a different level than I do of like what happens at the end. Like at the end of a football game, I'm the one who's always like, they could still do it. And then Josh will be like, no, they're going to do like the victory formation and it's over. And I'm like, but there's time. And he's like, no, it's over. And then it's over. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know anything. So
for a teaser, I'm trying to think of teaser legs I like. For Saturday, I would tease Buffalo. I would tease them down to probably 1 or 1.5. Miami traveling to play in the snow. Good luck to you. I'll tell you that much. I don't think that a lot of the players there are thrilled to travel to Buffalo. I think Buffalo's also the better team. Tua has been terrible the last 2 weeks. The offensive line's had some injuries, which they're going to have to overcome. But Buffalo in the cold in December, I'd put them in a teaser. I think that's probably a good price at 1.5.
I'm good at I don't want to say good at, but I'm pretty good at my NFL sides. It's just the total thing doesn't always work out for me, but I dig the sides. Lions and the under in a teaser. Everyone go bet the Lions because Wilson is starting. Let's all overreact. Jets money line. God. Tim's a Jets fan, clearly.
Yeah, so am I. I think that game's I think it's a toss-up. Of course, Wilson being out hurts. As soon as they announced White was out, I made a tweet assuming he was worth about 2-3 points, and the line has moved about 3 points. So that's pretty much what I thought it would be. I'm assuming the Jets are really just going to rely heavily on the ground game with Zonovan Knight, who's been very good. The real concerns for me, though, are with the injuries, mostly to Quinn Williams, who could potentially play Sunday. He did not practice Friday. He's the Jets' best defensive lineman by far. I think that his status is extremely important for the Jets. I think Detroit's got a good spot to win it. They're also traveling to the cold, and they're a dome team, so I kind of wonder if it's a bad spot for them to adjust to the outdoor conditions. I think that game's really a coin flip either way.
All right. Well, I'm not, to answer your question, D-Talk, no, I'm not fading the Lions because I did that last week against the Vikings, who I think is a better team than the Jets.
I was all over Detroit last week. I was all over it.
I wasn't. And Lenny told me. And I was like, no, I like the Vikings. And then we all double digits, apparently.
Vikings had won a loss and they were an underdog. I thought it was basically stealing. So I just took Detroit. But
I just didn't buy it. People. But again, it's why my show's called Morning Wood and not Morning Pigskin. Okay.
Yeah, I believe BetMGM, a couple of, I don't know how accurate the numbers are when people tweet it out, but they have a couple of insiders, whatever the hell that means. They said that Minnesota had the most money line bets by any team by like 2.5 times.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, Detroit's about to kick their asses. Like,
yeah,
okay,
if I would have known that would have changed my tune. that would have changed my tune for sure. Love your tease. I got it on the board for you guys. If you missed it, I've got it up on the board.
I'm trying to think of other teaser legs that I like. I definitely like Buffalo. I think Buffalo I have to play there. I think Miami, you heard the quotes from McDaniel. talking about how it's basically mind over matter and we can't think about the weather. We even talked about it. Good luck to you. You're playing in snow. You probably should account for the weather. I'm just saying. I understand the message you're trying to send, but when your team's not accustomed to playing in the snow or in cold weather, maybe you should be a little bit prepared for the snow instead of just hoping that, it's mind over matter. Like, no, you got to still play.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So that's a big factor in what you're about to go into right now.
9 inches of snow? Like, that's a lot to deal with. And Miami's ground game, really not good.
If I had 9 centimeters of snow, I might just die. So 9 inches of snow, especially if you're someone from Miami, you should really take that into consideration. Okay, so your teaser options, spit them off for me again. I got the Bills, just a couple more.
I got the Bills. I'm contemplating if I want to take the Colts 9.5 or not. I really love the Colts, just the spot itself in this game, because Indianapolis is off the bye. And people are going to blindly bet on Minnesota, but the lines come down. I think it's actually a good spot for Indianapolis, but I really wanted to cross that 10. But unfortunately, now I can't unless I tease it by roughly 7 points, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. Do I want to tease Baltimore? Nah, I don't know. But anyway,
but you like Bills under, right? In a tease, Bills under.
Bills under, I'm tempted by. I'm kind of worried the Bills might go nuts, but I feel like I kind of have to like that under. What else would I take? I would take Philly. I would tease Philly to around 2.5 against Chicago. I know Chicago's off a bye. Philly's trying to win division title. Chicago's a terrible football team. I mean, there's no way around it. They haven't won in 2 months? Chicago?
I don't watch that team.
Pretty sure they haven't won in about 2 months. So I'll take Philly in that spot as well. And besides that, you know what? I'll tease New England. I'll take New England at 7.5.
Okay, cool. So you guys have a little rice shell tease options. Okay, we're not booking it. I'm just giving you his options.
I'm sure there are other teaser legs that I like, but I don't want to cross 0, which is kind of my main rule for teasers. But I think New England.
Lenny love crossing 0 just because we're not supposed to.
I never cross 0, but either way, I do think those are solid options.
You don't cross 0. 0 is going to cross you. Everybody knows that. It's facts. It's in the rule book.
It's in the rules? Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't mind maybe teasing the Giants to 10.5, but Washington's off the bye, so I decided to pass.
They got me. The Giants got me, not last week. Well, was it last week? I had them plus 30. Oh, against the Eagles, they got me. I teased them plus 13. And
yeah, but Giants just played Washington a couple weeks ago. Game ended in a tie. So if you want to cross 10.5, you might get some value getting 2 possessions in a division game that should be close.
Yeah. We beat the Bears and the Giants outside in cold weather. I hope it snows. Lions are a tougher team, and it will be close, but I don't think the Jets' defense can hold the Lions' offense down the whole game.
Okay, so I understand a couple of points there. You beat the Bears and the Giants. Congratulations. Do you want a cookie for beating the Bears? I don't know what that means to me. The Bears are a terrible football team. That was a nail-biter win. Didn't you only win the game because Fields threw a pick 6 with 3 minutes to go?
Oh, you brought
wasn't Chicago destroying you for 2.5 quarters in that game? I know you won the game, so it doesn't matter. Detroit got the win, but it wasn't like you were good against Chicago in that game. But you beat the Giants, that's true. Giants were awful. I know the Lions won that game comfortably. Is Detroit the tougher team than the Jets? I don't know if that's true. I think it's close. I think you have an advantage with Goff at quarterback over Zach Wilson, but I think it's a coin flip. I really think the spread is where it should be at 1. I think that number sounds about right. I would lean to the under, but I think that game's going to be close.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'm just saying, you're pointing out, we beat Chicago, so did the entire league. I don't know what that means.
Do want a cookie, yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'd love a cookie. Okay, wait. Aisles, lenders. I mean, that's a really good point. Strength of schedule, we talk about it all the time.
I get the point he's making, though. Detroit has played outdoors. It's been cold. They've fared well. But I'm just acknowledging the Giants have been really overvalued since what we can call it, I'd say, a fluky start for the Giants. What were they, 6-1, 7-1? Or they've fallen off a cliff. The Giants were overvalued, and Chicago's terrible. So, okay, that's an index card of some kind.
I'm showing it to Stop Geo, not to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
What do you think of this parlay? How do you feel about the Islanders and Reg?
Well, I'm an Islanders fan, so I hope that works out. Islanders are playing the Coyotes. They better win. I'll tell you that much. They lost their first meeting to Arizona this season. They got shut out in that game, which was really frustrating to watch. They hit the post like 4 times. It was a mess. But they should win. Minus 190, it's a good price. Arizona's really just a horrible hockey team. They beat
Minus
Boston.
190 is a good price?
No, he's taking regulation. I'm saying that the regular money line's 190. So regulation's probably closer to 130, if I had to guess. 130, 135, maybe 140.
That's doable.
I think it's reasonable. I mean, Arizona's really an awful team. The Islanders have a winning record on the road, but the Coyotes are really, really horrible. The Islanders lost 2 straight, but they played Carolina and Boston. Those are 2 really good opponents. I think they'll look to get back on track here against pretty much a cupcake opponent. So I like that. The Cavs Pacers I'll link to the under as well. Knicks money line I like. I think that Nuggets game might be a little bit of a trap because the Nuggets are the better team. Obviously, the Lakers aren't very good. But the line's only 1.5. Games in LA. Denver hasn't exactly been a great road team. I think the Lakers might trip you up there, but I don't mind the other plays. And I hate the Lakers, by the way. Like, I think they're a bad basketball team, but I like the spot. And I think that line does seem extremely short.
Same.
And I think that's why I'm a little bit scared by it.
That's what I think, too, that minus 1.5 just doesn't seem correct at all. And the money on that was really off. I didn't want to write it on the board because it's one of the later games. So with those, obviously we want to wait till a lot closer to the game.
Is that past your bedtime?
68%. Listen, little boy, don't talk to mama like that. 68% of the money's on the Nuggets, and it's just sticking at 1.5. So
it's still 1.5. Like I think the Lakers actually can match up quite well.
1.5 isn't the number I feel like it should be. So like
with that much money coming in, no, you assume Denver would probably be favored by 3.5.
3. Yeah, that's what I would think. 3.5. He does want a cookie, and 100% they're tougher. But Detox says the Jets are tougher, and their coach Salah is tougher than Dan Campbell.
I like Salah as a coach, but Campbell wants to bite people's kneecaps. I'll probably put Campbell as the tougher coach. But 100%. I think when it comes to the actual mentality of the team, the Jets are just really hurt. But they play it's a cliche. They play really hard against all these good teams they've been against. Bunch of injuries. They should have beaten Minnesota. They had a shot there against the Bills. They didn't exactly look great, but I think both teams are tough. That's kind of what I'm saying. I don't think it's a blowout in the toughness scale. I think it's pretty close.
In the coaching toughness scale, I think it's a blowout. Tim wants a cookie too. I hope you brought cookies for everybody, Rachel. You can't just offer a cookie on this show and not have enough to give to everybody.
I'll get some, and I'll make sure I ship it out FedEx style to Lenny and to Tim.
Yes. Y'all are getting me off the Nuggets. That's why I like this show. Yeah.
Now, once again, the Nuggets could win and cover, but I'm just trying to look at what I see, and it's really just a questionable line move based on how much money's coming in. It really seems like it's a trap just waiting to happen.
Well, and it's your last game of the night, so that's going to be your slaughter game. So that's going to be the game where all the money will be on one side, the line's not doing what it should, and the other side's going to hit.
I am leaning to the under in that game, though. I know that total's at like 237.5, 238. First 2 meetings, really not that close to the total. Second meeting landed 231. I think that total's too high. Denver scored 98 points in the paint alone against Washington. That's not going to happen against the Lakers because you have Anthony Davis there. So I do think when you're looking at this matchup, you might see a little bit more defense than people were anticipating. Not a lot. But once again, 238, that means you need just less than basically 60 points a quarter. One bad quarter, you're probably good. I think that total's too high.
Well, and here's something else. It's the 87% of the money is on the over, and it's only ticked up 1. It was a 237 to a 238 with 87% of the money on the over, and it's still coming in on that over. So I would agree that's too high. Because that could be, sometimes in a slaughter game, it's not the side, it could be the total. So if 87% of all this money is on and over, then maybe that's where the slaughter happens and everybody misses on the under, especially in a late night, especially it being an over and not an under.
I think the Lakers totals are also misleading because they've been to overtime a bunch in the last week.
Very true.
And that's definitely bumped up their numbers. So I think that total seems just too high to me.
Well, and I took them when they played the Celtics the other night and went into overtime.
Yeah.
I was telling them the other day, whenever a number, well, I've told you guys a lot of times, in totals, whenever it goes 10 above or 10 below what the original was, I like to take it the other way. And it went down to a 227, which it's opened at 237. So I got my 10 and I took it over, and it would have never hit over if it didn't go to overtime. So, I mean, I like unders for Lakers.
That's why you also need context, though, because people will blindly look at the last couple of games and go, oh, the Lakers have had a bunch of games that got into the 240s. Well, they played an extra 5 minutes in a couple of those games. So that definitely helps.
And that is especially important. I tell them all the time with college basketball also that, you got to take when you're averaging statistics and it's telling you that the Lakers, let's see what the Lakers average per game. That number that they average compared to what they give up also is going to be off.
Pretty much.
There
are a lot of extremely high totals in the NBA tonight, though. The Kings game's 238. The Hawks game is now like 240. The Lakers game is like 238. I've noticed a bunch of overs in the NBA recently, but there are some huge totals here. You might want to look for some player props, maybe some same-game parlays or something, because if you have a total that's that high, everybody's going to score. I mean, you're just looking at the numbers there. There's a lot of points to go around for a lot of guys.
That's a good point, too. I'm not so big on player prop overs. I like player prop unders a lot better because I think just like the general public thinks everything is going to go over. When you do primetime prop drops, part of your analysis is like, well, this guy's going to sit, so this guy should get more playing time, or this is happening, which justifies this guy getting more. But a lot of people just take Giannis over points, rebounds, assists because it's Giannis, and that I think is a huge mistake. Well, it's Giannis and he's playing, the Pacers or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but that means he might not play the whole game against the Pacers, or he might, there's other factors that are included. But I like the angle when someone is out and now this guy is filling the role. That is why he is going to hit an over on something.
If you're looking at superstar props, I think Davis is going to have a great game tonight for the Lakers. I just think Denver can't guard him. And Jokic, I understand he's going to be matched up on him. Denver doesn't want him to get into foul trouble. Literally, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. Davis cooked against Boston. He missed the 2 free throws at the end of the regulation, but the point is he still had he had 37, I believe. I think Davis might walk into like 32 and 15 tonight. I think he's going to have a great game.
So not to give away the keys to the kingdom or anything, but we got about 5 minutes before I'm going to pull them in to see the board. But because they've all been watching your primetime or our primetime prop drop show, can you just give a quick, for someone like me who doesn't do a lot of player props or doesn't what's your jumping off point? Can you just give a tip or two?
You want the secret sauce?
No, don't give away the keys to the kingdom, but maybe just a good jumping off point, or what's just a little bit of your process to help. I know a lot of them do player props, but a lot of them would like to also.
So I'm trying to think of, there are a lot of angles to go about that because it's a pretty open-ended question.
Right.
I think the first point I'd look at is recent form from players. I don't really look at overall season numbers that much because I kind of prefer to see more. It's a little bit of recency bias, but that's probably warranted because if a guy was playing really, really well 2 months ago, nobody cares. That should have no impact on how you're breaking down this random game. You should focus more on the last 5 games, the last 10 games. So even though I do tend to like big sample sizes when it comes to spreads or totals and stuff like that, for player props, a lot of players are streaky. So I tend to try to try to limit the sample size a bit more when it comes to player props. Because if a player is shooting well in basketball, for example, you kind of want to ride the hot hand. If he's being terrible recently, Trae Young, for example, he's had some shoulder injuries. He's been a little bit banged up. And yet if you look at his numbers for the whole season, he's been good. But the last couple of weeks, he's been atrocious from the three-point line. So you can look at the numbers, and they might be skewed a little bit or a bit top-heavy. I think one of my main tips for basketball especially, I try to follow the last 5-10 games and try to use those as a baseline for what to expect. Not to also mention all the matchup stuff, and you can go through the details there. But I think my main advice, when you're going through player props, you don't need that big of a sample size. You don't.
Does home and away matter to you? Like this guy does this on the road, or he's really good at home. Does that come in, or is it just like last 5 games, period?
I think that it matters if you go through the splits of players and you notice there's a big differential. Most players really don't have that big of a difference.
Itself right there.
That's an angle in itself, but most players, I want to say the drop-off isn't that noticeable. Some players it is, but most players I think it's not. I don't think home road truly matters for NBA purposes.
Okay.
I think it's more just based on how well has he done lately? Does the defense that he's against typically fare well against his position? That kind of stuff. I think it's matchup based, and I think it's recent form. That's kind of my main 2 points there.
Beautiful. Well answered. Thank you. Just figured I'd throw that out there for you. Scott, we're going to wrap it up, but tell the people what you're all about, where they can find more of you. I'm sure you guys all already know Scott Reichel by now, but for any new viewers, tell them your spiel.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Reichel Radio. That's where all my free picks are found. Also on YouTube for the Winners or Winers page on YouTube. So I do a video every night. I believe it gets posted at 4 a.m., I think, the early bird special. But besides that, doing your show with the props 5 times a week, 4 times a week?
4 times.
4 times a week, that's right. Should know that by now. But doing that as well, but also a bunch of podcasts. Find that all on Twitter. It's all free.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. So at Reichel Radio, find him there. And yeah, we'll see you. You guys see him all the time. We'll see you more next week. You guys, I forgot what I was going to say. I'll
see you on Monday for the props.
I was reading something and then reading something else at the same time. It didn't work out. But you know where
I'm going to head out. You can bring in the board.
Thanks, homie.
All right.
All right. Bye, Scott. Thank you. All right. We love